My dear children, what is death? This question has concerned mankind since the beginning of time. Death is an inevitable part of life, its final chapter, which comes to everyone without exception. But why does death choose different moments for each of us? Why for some it is a long-awaited rest after a long and rich life, and for others, stealing the future, not yet begun path? Listen and you will hear how to live after death. When death comes in deep old age, it seems to follow the natural order of things. Lives are lived, dreams are realized, stories are told. In these moments, death can seem like a gentle and peaceful transition. The completion of a journey where every step mattered, every moment mattered. It is a time when one can look back with confidence and say, I lived life to the fullest. However, when death comes to the young, to those who have just begun their journey, it raises a storm of questions, doubts and bitterness. Why so early? Why not give a chance for life, for love, for mistakes and their correction? It seems unfair, cruel and incomprehensible. The death of the young is a reminder of the fragility of our existence, that every moment is precious and nothing in this world lasts forever. Death brings suffering to family and friends, especially when it takes away those we have waited for and loved, without even giving them a chance to see and appreciate the beauty of the world. These sufferings are the price of love that we pay for holding each other dear. They remind us of the value of every minute spent together, of the need to appreciate and love each other every day without putting it off. How can we explain this choice of death? Some look for answers in religion, others in philosophy or science. But perhaps the point is not to look for an explanation, but to recognize that some aspects of life and death are beyond our understanding. Perhaps the point is not to find all the answers, but to learn to accept life as it is, with all its joys and sorrows, beginnings and endings. Faith can be the light that helps us find comfort in moments of loss and suffering. It can help us to see death not as an end, but as a transition to something new and unknown, to a new stage of existence that we can only guess at. Faith teaches us that the love and connections we make in this life do not disappear with physical death, but pass into another dimension of being where they continue to exist and grow. This teaching of the continuity of life and love offers comfort and hope to those experiencing loss. The belief in eternity and the possibility of meeting again helps to alleviate the acute pain of separation. In this context, death can be seen as another stage of the soul's journey that is necessary for its growth and development. Like any journey, it has a beginning and an end, but this does not mean that the journey itself loses its value or meaning. On the contrary, each stage, each experience contributes to the bigger picture of life, enriching it and making it more complete. The death of the young and the unexpected loss of loved ones provoke deep reflections on the meaning of life and our role in this world. They make us appreciate every moment we spend with our loved ones and remind us of the importance of forgiveness, love and compassion. These tragic events can be the occasion for profound personal transformation, encouraging us to live more consciously and appreciate what we have. Thus, death, while painful and tragic, also has a profound meaning. It reminds us of the brevity of our earthly journey and that the real value of life lies not in the number of years lived, but in the quality of those years, in the ability to love, forgive and appreciate every moment. The belief that death is not the end, but only a transition to another state of existence helps us to look at it from a different angle. It allows us to stay connected to those we have lost through love and memories that stay with us forever. Ultimately, it is love that is the force that overcomes death, and it is what gives us the strength to continue living despite all the difficulties and trials. Thus, death teaches us to appreciate life, and faith and love help us overcome our fear of it and find peace in our hearts. In this profound realization of the cyclical nature of existence and the eternity of love lies the key to truly understanding life and death. Death. Many of you tremble at the thought of it, seeing it as the end of everything. The thought is shrouded in the fear of the unknown, loss and finality. But let's step away from the conventional wisdom for a moment and look at death from a different angle. What if death is not really a dead end, but only a transition, a new beginning? Imagine that death is a portal to another dimension of being, where the soul is freed from earthly shackles and rises to new heights. It is a perspective that radically changes the perception of the end of life. Faith teaches us to see death not as a terrible end, but as the promise of eternal life where fear, pain and suffering have no place. This teaching offers us the consolation that life does not end with death, but is merely transformed into something greater and more meaningful. In this new dimension, the soul gains the freedom that is sorely lacking in earthly life and begins a journey that is not limited by the physical body or material needs. But while we are here on earth, each of us carries the cross of our trials, faces loss, grief and disappointment. Why? You ask. Why must we suffer? This question is a concern for everyone who faces hardship. Faith comes to us with the answer that through suffering we grow. These are not just empty words. Suffering is a catalyst for personal growth, a mechanism through which we learn compassion, patience, and forgiveness. It forces us to look deeper, to search for meanings and values that go unnoticed when things are going well. Suffering also strengthens our spirit. When we struggle with obstacles, we find strength we didn't even know existed. These trials make us more resilient to the storms of life, teaching us to appreciate the joys and victories that may seem insignificant against the backdrop of overall well-being. Through suffering, we come closer to understanding those higher truths that lie beyond our earthly perception. It is a journey to the depths of the soul, where the answers to eternal questions about the meaning of life, about love, about eternity are hidden. Suffering opens the door to a world where the material loses its importance in the face of the spiritual, where every moment of life is filled with deep meaning. Thus, death and suffering are not curses, but rather secret teachers who lead us on the path of self-discovery and spiritual awakening. They cause us to ponder eternal questions, seek answers, and ultimately find the wisdom and strength to accept the inevitable. In this process, we gain not only an understanding of the essence of suffering and death, but also learn to appreciate every moment of life, to see beauty and joy even in small things. This path is not easy and requires from us openness, readiness to face our fears, experiences, and pain. But it is through these trials that we gain depth and fullness of life experience. Suffering and death remind us that our time here on earth is limited, and it is this realization that compels us to live more fully, to be more courageous in showing love and care for those around us. It is also important to realize that our journey through suffering and facing death is unique to each of us. Each person contributes to the overall fabric of life, and each life has its own meaning and significance. Understanding this helps us to see the big picture of existence, where each soul contributes to the development and evolution of all things. Accepting death as an integral part of life and seeing it as a portal to a new beginning allows us to let go of fear and embrace life in its entirety. This frees us from the burden of worrying about the future and allows us to live in the present, appreciating every moment, every encounter, every experience. In this way, suffering and death can be a source of profound spiritual renewal and growth. They teach us to be grateful for the gift of life, inspire us to search for deeper meaning and purpose, and remind us of the eternal value of love and compassion. In this understanding, we find true liberation and a peace that is not dependent on external circumstances, but comes from the depths of our being. In those moments when grief envelops us in its cold fog, and it seems that only an abyss of despair lies ahead, it is faith that becomes the strong anchor that keeps us on course. It reminds us that even in the darkest of times we have a foothold, a light that points the way through the darkest labyrinths of the soul. How do we find the strength to keep going? We ask in moments of despair, and faith answers us not with words, but with actions and signs we find in our daily lives. I am with you always. These are not just comforting words, but a vow that manifests itself in the little things and major events of our lives. In every step we take despite fear and doubt, in every gust of wind that touches our face, reminding us of the fickleness of the world, in every warm ray of sunshine that breaks through the clouds, offering hope and comfort. I am in the prayer that brings calm to a weary heart, in the friendly smile that reminds us that joy is still possible, in the support of loved ones that gives us the strength to get up and take the next step. Faith is not just a belief, it is a living presence, a lighthouse that illuminates the dark waters of doubt and fear, pointing the way home to me, to a place of love and understanding. What awaits us after death? This question hovers in the air, filling our hearts with anxiety and hope at the same time. Faith opens before us the door to a world where there are no boundaries, a world where eternal bliss and peace unite in a single dance of existence. It is a place where there is no pain, no fear of loss, because there the souls of our loved ones welcome us with open arms, sharing with us the joy of eternal reunion. There is no separation and loneliness in this world because every being, every soul is bound by invisible threads of love that wrap around the whole world, creating a fabric of unity. Love here is not just a feeling, it is the basis of being, the force that moves the worlds and creates life. In this world, we find renewed unity with all things, realizing that each of us is part of a large and beautiful cosmos where every soul is important and valuable. This is the place where we find true liberation from all earthly fears and limitations, finding peace and harmony in the infinite space of love. Deep within the human soul lies an overwhelming need for comfort and answers, especially in moments when the darkness of loss and pain overwhelms us. How do we find the strength to live? This question echoes like an echo in the minds of many who face loss. In these moments when hope seems to be fading, faith becomes that invisible bridge that can carry us across the abyss of despair. Faith reminds us that we are never alone with our trials. It is like an invisible presence always with us, in every step we take forward, in every gust of wind that touches our face, in every warm ray of sunshine that brings comfort to our soul. Faith is found in the prayer that seems to be our lifeline in an ocean of pain, in the smile of a friend that comes to us with support in our time of greatest need, in the warm embrace of loved ones that seems to be our fortress in a world of chaos and uncertainty. Faith is not just a belief. It is a beacon that illuminates our paths when we are lost in the dark waters of doubt and fear. It points the direction, leading us home, to inner peace and tranquility, to the deep realization that we are always under the protection and guidance of higher powers. What awaits us after death is a question that has preoccupied humanity for centuries. Faith opens before us a gateway to a world where there are no limitations of time and space, a world of eternal bliss and harmony. It is a place where we meet again with the souls of our loved ones who are waiting for us with open arms, where the pain of separation and loneliness disappears, dissolved in the boundless love that permeates all things. It is a world where love is the foundation of everything, where every atom is filled with pure, undying love, and where we finally find complete union with all things, realizing that we are part of something much greater, eternal and perfect. Faith not only offers us consolation in moments of loss, but also reveals a profound understanding of the structure of the world, reminding us of the eternal chain of being in which death is not the end, but only a new beginning, a new stage in the eternal journey of the soul. My dear ones, in this difficult and often mysterious journey we call life, Faith can be your reliable compass. It can be a source of strength to help you persevere through adversity and a light to show you the way through dark times. May faith fill your hearts with unquenchable hope and inspire you to move forward, even when the road seems too difficult. Let it be your guide to truth, the light, to the eternal and unconditional love that is the foundation of all things. Believe that every step you take on this path, every challenge you face, has deep meaning and purpose. Everything that happens in your life leads you to the highest good, to the development and growth of your soul. This journey is not just a sequence of random events, but a journey of self-discovery, of discovering your true essence and realizing your place in the universe. I promise you that not a single tear, not a single suffering that you experience will go unheeded. Everything you experience, every moment of joy and every moment of pain, is woven into the unique and unrepeatable pattern of your life. Each node of this pattern carries a lesson to be learned. Each line is a path to a new discovery, to a new level of understanding and awareness. Your faith and your trust in life are the keys that make this pattern not only beautiful, but also filled with deep meaning. Faith gives you the strength to see the light even in the darkest of times, helps you maintain hope when all seems lost, and leads you on the path to great discoveries about yourself and the world. May your faith be strong, and may it lead you to eternal love, to the true light that illuminates the whole world. Forget for a moment the hustle and bustle of everyday life and pay attention to that elusive light that comes from the depths of your being. This spark, ignited by divine fire, is a reminder that each of you carries within you a particle of eternal light. It serves as your guide through the dark periods of life, revealing to you the extraordinary beauty of the world in the most ordinary moments. This spark allows you to find sources of joy even when hope seems to have faded. Your faith is the key that opens the door to the deepest layers of reality, where each of you discovers the true values of life, peace in your soul, deep understanding of yourself and the world around you, the capacity for forgiveness and, most importantly, boundless love. Believe that beyond the horizon of your earthly journey, beyond the last bend of the road, the immense space of eternity opens up. In this place where time loses its power, each soul finds its true home, a place where harmony and peace reign forever. Here, in the embrace of eternity, there is no room for fear of the unknown, for you will realize with amazement that death is not the end of the journey, but only a portal leading to a new beginning. It is the beginning of a new chapter in the infinite book of existence, where each event, each experience makes its unique contribution to the development of your soul, enriching it with understanding and wisdom. In this vast expanse of eternity, where each soul returns home, you will realize that your entire earthly life has been but a preparation for the great transition, the encounter with the infinite. You will see how your earthly trials and joys, your fears and hopes were woven into the unique pattern of your soul, making it even more beautiful and wise. Realizing that death is simply a new beginning will fill you with indescribable peace and confidence that every moment of life is a precious gift, every experience a step toward eternal love and infinite existence. I urge each of you not to shy away from the search for truth, not to be afraid to ask yourself difficult questions, and to search diligently for answers. The path to knowledge is one that requires courage and openness of mind. However, it is important to realize that true deep understanding of the world is not limited to intellectual inquiry and logical analysis. True understanding goes deeper. It touches the finer strings of your heart, for it is in the heart that the key to perceiving the most sublime truths lies. Let your faith serve as a reliable bridge between the world of the mind and the world of the senses. This bridge will enable you not only to seek answers to questions, but to find them in a way that enriches both your mind and your heart. When knowledge meets feeling, when logic meets intuition, you begin to understand the world on a whole new, profound level. In those moments when you are faced with doubts and challenges, when the path seems too difficult or the answers seem unattainable, turn to me in prayer. I promise that I will fill your heart with peace and confidence and give you the strength to continue on your journey. Your faith should be strong, unshakable, like a rock standing against the storms, and at the same time light and pure, like the first rays of the morning dawn that dispel the darkness of the night and herald the beginning of a new day. Let your faith guide you through the dark times, lighting your way like a torch in the night and reminding you that after every night comes the morning. May it be your guidance and support as you strive for knowledge, and may it help you find harmony between the knowledge of the head and the wisdom of the heart. My dear ones, I wish that every morning for you begins with a sense of blessing, that each new day brings you light and joy, filling your heart with gratitude and peace. May each step you take on this earthly journey be accompanied by the assurance that you are never alone, that I am with you every step of the way. In every breath you take, in every smile that lights up your face, and in every tear that rolls down your cheeks, I am there for you. I share your joys and your sorrows, your trials and your triumphs. Your faith in me, in a power that transcends all earthly trials, is your shield and bulwark. This faith makes you invulnerable in the face of any difficulty that may come your way. It gives you the strength to stand up straight and face challenges with courage, knowing that I am always with you, supporting you and guiding you through the dark times to the light. I promise you that at the end of this journey we walk together. A great reward awaits you, an indelible joy and an everlasting love that surpasses anything you have ever experienced. This joy will not be fleeting, it will be deep and all-consuming, filling every cell of your being, illuminating your soul from within. This love will be eternal, not subject to the changes of time or circumstance, because it comes from the very essence of being. Let this promise be a beacon for you in the darkness, a reminder that despite all the obstacles and storms that may come your way, there is boundless happiness and love ahead of you, which I have prepared for each of you.